So I made a video yesterday about the rising unemployment rates amongst Black women, and the response that I got was definitely very alarming. There were a lot of negative, comments, and most of these comments were really coming from Black men who were saying things like it's because Black women have bad attitudes. It's because DEI. It's because AI is taking over, and many of which just miss the whole thing. Like, who cares? Nobody cares. It's time for Black women to be taken down a notch. And it was really alarming because the point of me posting that statistic was to get us to think critically about what's really happening.
You don't want to think critically about what's really happening because we've been telling you. Y'all been gassed up. Okay? Everything that you've been given by the powers that be for the past 50 years was for the purpose of propping you up to be above your man so you would disrespect him, destroy the community, destroy your family, destroy your children. And now you're trying to figure out what's going on. Now that the smoke has cleared, you're trying to figure out what's going on. It's very simple. You're not useful to the powers that be anymore. It's that simple. You're at a point where you don't care about being married to a Black man. You don't care about the leadership of a Black man. You don't even want the Black man to raise your daughters and your sons properly. You have literally contributed to destroying the Black community, and we've been saying it forever, and y'all just don't want to hear it. Nah, you don't want to think critically about what's really happening because we've been telling you. You've been gassed up. Everything that you've received in the past 50 to 60 years was for the sole purpose of propping you up above your man so that you would feel comfortable disrespecting him and not even needing him, which has ultimately resulted in the destruction of your community, your family, and your children. And now you're trying to figure out what's going on. Now that the smoke is cleared, you want to know what's going on. Well, it's very simple. The powers that be no longer need you. It's that simple. You are now in a place where you don't care about being married to the Black man. You don't care about his leadership. You don't even care about him raising your sons and daughters properly. Everything that they gave you, from affirmative action to government assistance to government jobs to more access to corporate America, which they don't give us, has given you the attitude that you don't need us, which has ultimately resulted in you unwittingly playing a role in the destruction of your own community. Quite frankly, you made a deal with the devil. Don't be mad at us now that he's back to collect.
Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor unto the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kwadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of the Grace Millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Akian. And this is your brother, Abawan, back again with another video. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kwadash, all praises and glory is due. And it's another edition of Weep and Howl. Ye women that are at ease, right? But it even extends more to you Babylonians in this wicked ass kingdom. And we've been prophesying, right? We've been warning our people, and we've been telling Jake, especially Eve, the nigger woman, that look, man, this is what's going down, this is what Esau is doing, this is what is coming down in this kingdom, that these things that you hold in such high regard in this kingdom, right? Whether it's your career, your job, your the wealth, or whatever else that you have, that these devils can snap their fingers and take it away from you. That you women need to get in order, especially in the times that we're coming into. Otherwise, you will be destroyed. And now we're beginning to enter the first phase of that happening, right? So if you've been keeping attention to the news, then you've heard about how you have 300,000 or so Israelite women, so-called Black women, which of course are most likely Israelite women, right, that have lost their jobs in America, Babylon the Great. And recently I've been covering a lot of news from America, Babylon the Great, but that's mainly because this is the focal point of prophecy right? The central place of prophecy. So a lot of the stuff I'll be going into will always be concerning America, Babylon the Great. I've done some things about here, going on here in Nigeria as well, but the focal point of the prophecies are in Nigeria. So this is the book of Ecclesiastes. So like the focal point of prophecy are in, or rather is in America, Babylon the Great. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And this is what we have been telling our people and warning our people of, especially you women, okay? That, amen, the times are coming when the times are coming when, all the benefits, right, all the benefits you get from Esau Edom, right, the pride that Esau has given you to put you over the man will eventually run out, and these devils will come down upon you the same way he has come down upon our people so many times. But you see, our women were puffed up in their pride because the daughters of Zion are haughty, right? And we'll get that precept as well. But now this is the time that we're coming into right here, Ecclesiastes 12 verse 2, or rather, the time that we're in right now. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the window be darkened, right? And that's basically where you are in this kingdom right now. And even the news about how Trump is basically going to cut off all this your aid, so your SNAP, your Section 8, right, which you have a lot of Israelite women are depending on, is going to be cut off as well. So you'll be able to have any use of that. And man, basically the situation in Babylon the Great is becoming less and less favorable for you women, and this is what the men of the Lord have been warning our people of for so long. All right, now Ecclesiastes 12 verse 4, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and it shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay, and the grinding of course refers to work, especially in Babylon the Great, and that's why you see that all these jobs and all these different jobs that they say that, oh well, look, let me just say that I want to say it, okay. All the you always see the Eve, right, the nigger woman, always going online talking about how there are these professionals that are making all this money, right, in these high power jobs. But then you now find out that majority of the jobs that these Israelite women that are graduates are doing are their secretary jobs, their cleric jobs, basically glorified assistants for Esau, man. And now that you have both AI, right, no longer need for DEI and all these other inclusive or whatever they call them hiring practices, now you women are getting laid off left and right. And especially when you find out how unprofessional Eve is when it comes to the workplace. So it's no wonder that this is currently happening, because we are also getting into the time of Jacob's trouble. So now a lot of you women are going to be left out here to dry, right, without sanctuary and without hope. Okay, and once again, why we are constantly warning our people to turn back to the Most High Yahweh Shai in these times, because these are just part of the course, okay, part of the things that were coming down in these last days. So now let's get this precept, and the scriptures already warned our people, right, of this situation right here. Howl, ye women at age. Let me get that precept. So like All right, so let me look for it. And of course, where that precept is at. Let me just type in women at ease. So okay, this is what I'm looking for. Isaiah 32 verse 9. Rise up, you women at ease. Okay, yeah, rise up, you women at ease. You women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come, right? And the vintage, which is basically, the jobs, right? The child support, the feminism that you women were depending on, okay, to keep you above the man, so you to be able to say, oh, I'm a strong independent woman that doesn't need any man, without realizing that your lifestyle and basically your feminism, your worth is basically being subsidized by Esau Edom. And you see now that even your sims are turning against you, because more and more men are realizing just how evil, right, just how wicked the woman is. You see it with this DDG and Haley Bailey situation, right? Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, Diddy and Cassie, right? People are no longer just seeing you women as victims, but active perpetrators of wickedness, okay? And more and more and more, it is being exposed just how wicked you women are, just as the scriptures warned, right? That, hey, let me get that. Let me just quickly go and get that precept. Give me any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Let's get that. So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Alright, Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, it shall sigh bitterly. Right? And you've had many jakes that have been in this situation right here, right? Whether it's with the family court, right? Title 4D, which of course has been shown to be illegal. Child support, divorce. It's made it's made many men, sit in the corner, sigh bitterly, cry. Even put John or taking men to the point of suicide, based on just how unfair, right, the justice system is towards men in the favor of women. Well, not really in your favor, because at the end of the day, man, Esau Edom is still the devil, and it's still the devil it's still the devil that you are in agreement with, okay? So these devils aren't doing this, to favor the woman over the man. No, it's rather not only to weaken the family system and make you easier to control, right, but also to extort money, right, from the man, which is the provider, okay? And that's basically how Esau's child support and Title 4D system is set up, right? Because the people that benefit the most from child support aren't even the women. It's the lawyers, bro, man. Look at it's the lawyers, bro, because all child support, and I found this out a long time ago, right?
Even if you don't do anything today, just make sure to watch this video.
Okay?
I just earned
so
6,000 naira by
judge, the
inviting only
lawyers,
3
the
new
legal
users to
system,
join
they always
OK.
get
It's
their
as
cut
simple as
out
asking
of
new
all of
users
that.
who
And all
haven't
these
registered on
divorce
OK to
proceedings,
sign
right?
up using your
Custody
own invitation
hearings,
code. That's all.
to afford
Isn't
a
that
lawyer,
easy?
to
And
keep the
that's
judge
not all.
on,
There are so many more benefits to using
parole
OK.
or
For
payroll or
example, the
whatever. It
first
all
transfer
costs
has an
money.
100%
And that's
success
exactly
rate.
why
Plus, when you
see
register,
Esau's
you get a
justice
100
system
naira discount
being the
coupon
way
for
that it is,
airtime.
because
And that's
Esau's
just the
justice
beginning.
system,
There's so much
just
more
like all
waiting
its
for you.
other
Click the
all
link
its
now
other
and join
institutions, are
OK.
focused on making as much profits as possible, okay? But now, you see this devil is finally showing his horns towards you women. And that is why, like I said, you are in the situation that you are currently in right now, okay? So now, Isaiah 32 verse 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless one. Strip you and make you bare. Get sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Right? and you women are it's getting closer and closer, man. First of all, is these mass layoffs, okay? Where you have a lot of women, out of the job, because it's not only going to affect, the Israelite women, but of course, as usual, they will be, the top priority, okay? Because you have a lot of Edomites and other nations women affected as well. But of course, Jake will always get it the most, get it the worst, right? Because they are currently living under Esau Edom system. And this just shows you once again, right? Like I said before, and I'll say it again. Hey, Esau is the devil, alright? And Esau being the devil, right? And knowing, and knowing the order of the Most High Yahweh Shai, but choosing to actively go against it, decided to put the woman over the man, which is why the scriptures say, right, that as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Let's get that precept. So Isaiah 3 verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, right? And the children, of course, are referring to Esau, Edom, because they that are younger than us, okay? Because Esau, in the spirit, of course, is younger than Israel, than Jacob. Okay, so now Isaiah 3 verse 12. And as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. Right? Because all the leaders that you look up to, right? Your walkie-talkie Christian pastors, your celebrities, your political leaders, they are all pushing this same agenda. That's why you see the top representatives in America, Babylon the Great, are all women. Jasmine Crockett, Ilhan Omar, Kentanji Brown Johnson, or whatever her name was, Lori Lightfoot, I think, Maxine Waters, so on and so forth, right? They are always all women that are, your top representatives. Alexander, even AOC, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, right? And that is being done because, hey, if you want to destroy a kingdom, you always make sure to undermine the men, right? Undermine masculinity, undermine the patriarchy, and remove the man out of the household, which is exactly what was done to our people, which is why Jake was ultimately, our people were, Jake and Babylon the Great were ultimately systematically destroyed, okay? Whether you go back to like the 80s, I believe, with the man in the house bill that was passed, or the man in the house law that was passed, right? And come back to now, up till now, where you have like what, a 60% or so single mother rates are among Judah. And these are the little things that Esau Edom has done to our people that ultimately destroyed our people, okay? Because right now, you Israelites, okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians are in a destroyed state. You are not operating in a complete or proper state, okay? The so-called black community is a broken system, right? A broken system, or I should even say a broken cistern, okay? Because you're not operating under your true heritage and your true nationality, or the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Alright, so let me go to the book of Jeremiah 4. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 4, and let me see where I'll start from, and I think I'll close out with this, alright? Because there isn't really anything much else to say, right? So this is the book of Jeremiah 4 verse 30. And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee, and they will seek thy life. Right, because like I said, man, and this is basically when our Eve, right? And this is what brothers have been saying for the longest, that our women, right, the Israelite woman, or the nigger woman, whatever you want to call her, Eve, is no longer our women, because she has surrendered herself and been wholly given to Esau Edom, okay? And you are going to have a lot of our women on this side ultimately be destroyed. And that's why, like the apostle said, man, just find a woman of another nation to deal with, because Eve on this side is completely destroyed, okay? And that's basically and I even seeing that in this case more and more, okay, because man, anyway, what I just say is that these next coming days, right, in this kingdom will be really entertaining to see what will happen next. Let's just look on and see what other things will come to pass. So with that, I'll end the video right here. Once again, all praises, honor and glory unto the Most High Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Rakakwadash Wa Bad Babal Shalawam. And through the Spirit, up you are Kiam and you are quite like edified. Shalom.